guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm Evita.
I'm Ambrose.
And you're watching.
I hear what you're saying.
But, all right, you guys, so we have another Am I the A-hole? Am I the A-hole for ordering pizza at my friend's wedding because there was no food? All right.
Food? A wedding with no food?
Just wait.
It must be one of you vegan people.
It ain't. Shut up.
All right, so me and my wife were invited to my friend's wedding. The wedding was going to have about 70 people with mostly family. When we got there, we were seated at the table with some nice people and we mingled well and had a good time chatting. The wedding was also quite nice. Both my friend and his new wife were very happy. After the ceremony, every table got 2 bottles of wine, bread, butter, and there was also an open bar.
Open bar? Oh, my bad.
So we started to have a few drinks. Then the food came out. It looked really good. The food was set up for buffet. I was half buzzed and looking forward to getting some food in my belly. When it was time to eat, every few tables at a time were going to get called, which is fine. The first few tables that were called were understandably the family of both sides. Then the rest were. The problem was that the family members, his in-laws, are larger people. Now, I don't shame people for how much they eat, but I noticed the helpings of the food they had while I was patiently waiting for us to be called. I also noticed that they went for seconds before all the tables were called and no one stopped them.
Oh, that's tacky. That's tacky.
Listen, it's so funny. I didn't say anything, though I thought that was rude. I just assumed that there was a lot of food. To my surprise, by the time we were called, there was nothing left. I asked if there was more coming out, and apparently that already occurred. So we grabbed a little.
Hold up. the buffet re-upped.
And it was there, and it was only 70 people.
So, man, they must have had their plates piled up.
Baby.
All right, let's go.
All right, so we grabbed the little we could and went back to sit down and ate the scraps. We were still pretty hungry and a bit pissed off, so we kind of bash talked that the first few tables ate all the food. Someone mentioned that they could go for some pizza, and then I had the drunken idea of ordering some, LOL. So that is what we did. We all pitched in and ordered 4 large pizzas and some chicken wings from a local pizza joint close to the venue, so it didn't take long to be delivered. I met the guy outside and brought the food to our table, and we started to eat. Some of the other tables noticed we asked where the pizza came from.
Oh, I know they ain't still hungry.
No.
All right, go ahead.
Some of the other tables noticed and asked where the pizza came from. Apparently, some of the other tables close to ours didn't get any food either, so we shared with them. This caused some commotion because other people were looking for and asking the wedding party if there was pizza available. I guess there were others that didn't get to eat either. We did share with anyone who asked us. My friend came to talk to me about why I ordered the food. His bride was not happy about it. It ruined the aesthetics.
Wait, did it say whose family it was that ate all the food?
It's gonna say.
Okay, all right.
So I tell him that we didn't get to eat and that the food ran out long before our table was called and we were really hungry. He didn't ask why we didn't just step out and eat then come back. Though annoyed about that, I respectfully explained to him that we were all drinking on an empty stomach and that it probably wasn't the best idea to have drunk people walking around looking for food. I don't think he liked that, but went back to his bride who was glaring at us. Like, what were we supposed to do? Starve? This wasn't the end, though.
They better than me because I took my table and we done went out to get some food, and stayed there.
Yeah.
Because I don't invite me nowhere if you're gonna run out of whatever's supposed to be promised. You know what I'm saying? If it's an open bar, that bar better be open. Carry on. My bad.
As we were finishing eating, one of the in-laws came to our table and asked where the pizza came from.
Hold up. All right.
This is where I may be the a-hole. There were 2 slices left. I knew he was eyeing them. I asked the other people at my table if they wanted one. Everyone declined. This guy then said he'd have one.
I bet you he had the biggest plate at the table.
I then took the 2 slices. I put them on my plate and started to eat them. Then looked at him and said something like, "No, you and everyone at your tables had way more than your fair share of the buffet and ate all of it."
I'd have did something petty like just pick off the pepperoni and throw the rest away right in his face.
Let me redo that because I think I was laughing too much. So he said,
And then I looked at him and said something like, "No, you and everyone at your tables have way more than your fair share of the buffet and ate all of it. This is the reason we ordered food in the first place, and now you have the nerve to ask us to share." His face went red and he returned to his table.
there was a lot. There was a lot of discussion going on there.
They were all looking back at us with daggers. The bride looked even more ticked off at us. She had a bit of an argument with my friend. He eventually came back to tell us we had to leave. I didn't mean to start any problems, so me and my wife called a cab and left. He called me a few days later and we had a long talk. I like that adults claim. Talk it out.
Nah, don't call me. Don't call me.
He's still a child, y'all.
You kick me out of an event. Do not
because he didn't have
me.
the whole story. Like a wedding day is very stressful, so he didn't. The groom did not have the whole story. Let me finish.
All right.
So he called me a few days later and we had a long talk. I explained my perspective and he agreed that his in-laws were really rude for eating all the food and leaving most of the other guests with very little. A lot of people actually complained to him about it. Everyone was drinking, thinking there would be food, and they were disappointed. He was upset with his in laws because he told them how many guests there would be and to order the food for that many people. He also saw how much they were taking, but assumed they ordered enough. He was wrong. He brought this up to his wife, and she said that apparently because the in laws paid for the alcohol and the food, they felt entitled to eat what they wanted.
That makes zero sense. Like what?
Man, I would not go to any family events for them.
It gets better.
No, you're not kidding.
No.
All right, let's go.
But it's gonna be better.
She was really mad at them and reamed them out for tainting her special day. He also said a lot of the other non-family guests started to leave soon after we left because they too were hungry. They still have fun celebrating, but it did kind of put a downer on their special day. Out of 70 people, about 30 left. I also found out that the guy that came to our table was his father-in-law. Father-in-law was really embarrassed by what I said to him. He felt pretty bad when he found out close to half the guests get to eat any and left early. So before I get into the updates.
So now he's embarrassed. He wasn't embarrassed when he was loading up this plate.
Like I mean,
They shouldn't have did buffet style. Clearly, they should have did.
pass those plates out.
Yeah, they should have did.
But how do you eat?
How do you not recognize that people you're getting seconds when half the room hasn't even been served? Like you can tell. Like how fast you gotta eat. That it's only 70 people, so for you to get up and get seconds before somebody else, they eating like.
And he said that they piled their plates on.
They eat like Joe.
They eat. You ever seen SpongeBob where Patrick the Star is like inhaling the food? You ever seen that? You never watched the cartoons with the kids?
SpongeBob. I've never watched SpongeBob.
Anyways, all right, so there's going to be several edits to this one. So let's get into the first one. The only reason I ordered the pizzas was because I was drinking. All I ate that day was a sandwich for lunch and some bread that was at the table. So I needed something more substantial in my stomach so I wouldn't get sick. So no, I couldn't wait it out a few hours. I wasn't the only person drinking either because the open bar was booming. However, I guess I could have held back on drinking a bit until the food came out.
No, because you didn't know that they were going. You know what? I don't drink, so but I know from my husband drinks, so I know that hey, you can't drink on an empty stomach or continue to drink on an empty stomach.
Right.
So yeah, that so he was still thinking that there was going to be food. No, he couldn't have waited because you're thinking that you're going to be fed at a wedding. Like if you go to a wedding, a reception, you
eat.
Yeah, like what?
All right, there's another one. I didn't get this, but we'll read this. Those saying that I fat shamed the father-in-law, I'm going to have to disagree. I didn't say anything to him about his body. I was only honest with him about why I had to order the food. I don't judge people based on looks and accept everyone for who they are as they are.
Yeah, that wasn't fat shame. He might have greed shamed her because he was greedy, but that's not fat shaming.
Yeah, you can't judge a book by its cover, so I judge people based on their actions. If you knew me, you would see that my friends group ranges from basic people to freaks and weirdos, lol. In fact, a good friend of mine, nicknamed Crusher, is a big dude, absolutely hilarious and super fun to hang out with. He would have been okay if he hadn't said that last one. That's like saying, I'm not racist, I have black friends.
That's how I took that. No.
No.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not fat shaming him because I have big friends. That's what it took. That's what
No. I didn't get that vibe.
This is not an AI generated post, lol. My intelligence may be limited, but there's nothing artificial about it. All right, another one. The buffet was at my friend's request. He loves buffets, and this was his added touch to the wedding. He also chose the dishes. I know that it's not common for weddings to do buffets, but that's what he wanted.
You know who else liked the buffets?
No,
The in-laws.
Right.
All right, and then here's another update. Like I said, it was a lot of updates for this one. My friend just stopped by for a little bit. Apparently, his wife was more upset than he initially said, but not at me, towards her family.
Oh.
He also said she wanted to apologize for booting me. So father-in-law feels really bad and he's going to step up and try to fix the situation. He's going to throw an after-wedding shindig. LOL, his words. Everyone who was at the wedding will be invited, including me and my wife and some additional people. They're all thinking there will be about 100 guests. Father-in-law promised that there will be an assortment of food, more than enough for everyone, plus an army. LOL. He also wanted to personally let me know that there will be 50 large pieces from the same from the same joint I ordered from. That is his way of adding some humor to the situation. I think it's pretty funny, lol. He's also going to hire a DJ or a live band, possibly have some fireworks and arrange other events like axe throwing and a bonfire. This actually sounds like it's going to be a real fun time. The only difference is that this will be a bring your own bottle event, which is no big deal. Father-in-law is pulling in a favor from a friend of his who owns a farm. The farm has two guest houses in the main house, as well as plenty of space outside. About 50 people can be squeezed in between the three houses, so he is going to encourage people to bring RVs. I have one. Campers and tents if they can. Nothing is official yet, but they are looking to hold the shindig around mid-August. Sounds like this is going to be a blast. I'll update you all when I can. All right, so here's another update. After the wedding fiasco, we got invites from my friend's father-in-law to the after wedding shindig. It took a while, so I honestly thought it was a joke at first, but my friend, the groom, who dropped them off, said it's happening. It just took a while to organize. The invites mentioned food, drinks, activities, and a lot of pizza. I wasn't sure what to expect, but my wife and I decided to go. This was in mid-September and the weather was absolutely perfect with clear skies, warm sun in it, and a bit breezy. When we arrived, we saw the setup and was blown away. The event was on the massive farm owned by the friend of the father-in-law. There were RVs, campers, and tents scattered everywhere. It looked like some kind of mini music festival. The main house and two guest houses were open for people who didn't want to camp, and the yard was filled with picnic tables, lawn games, and a huge bonfire pit. As soon as we parked, the father-in-law greeted us. He was wearing this ridiculously loud Hawaiian shirt and sunglasses, grinning like he'd won the lottery. He shook my hand and said, I'm glad you're here. There's plenty of food this time. I couldn't help but laugh. The food setup was insane. There were long tables covered with barbecue, all kinds of sides, desserts, and front and center a pyramid of pizza boxes. LOL. I'm not kidding. It had to be at least 50 large pieces from the same place I ordered from at the wedding. Each box had a sticker that said Shindig Special on it. Everyone was joking about it. People started showing up in droves. A lot of people brought their own coolers full of beer since it was BYOB, and others joined in the pizza theme. LOL. Someone even wore a pizza print dress. Another guy had on a pizza shaped hat, and there were pizza cookies on one of the dessert tables. It was hilarious. The vibe was lighthearted and fun, and honestly, a way better atmosphere than at the wedding. There was so much going on: the axe throwing, cornhole, live music, and even some fireworks set up for later. The father-in-law was wandering around, handing out slices of pizza like it was his personal mission to make sure no one went hungry. My friend, the groom, found me and pulled me inside. He had a beer in one hand and slapped me on the back with the other. He thanked me and told me if I hadn't ordered the pizza, we wouldn't be here right now. As the day went on, everyone seemed to be having a blast. The bride even gave a little speech. She thanked everyone for coming, then pointed at me and said, "And special thanks to the guy who turned a wedding mishap into a shindig we'll never forget." People laughed and clapped, and I felt a bit embarrassed, but also kind of proud. The night ended with lots of fireworks and everyone gathering around the bonfire, roasting marshmallows and sausages. People were drinking, singing, and telling stories. It felt like a proper celebration, and I couldn't help but think this is how the wedding should have been. Father-in-law came up to me near the end of the night with a slice of pizza on a plate. He said he wasn't sure how to make up for the mess they made at the wedding, but thought this did the trick. I shook his and smiled and said this party was a hit. All in all, the shindig turned out to be one of the most memorable events I've ever been to. Everyone left full, happy, with plenty of stories to tell. It's funny how a simple thing like ordering pizza at a wedding turned into something this big. But hey, I guess this is how life goes on. Oh, and another update, a baby is due in May.
Well, I'm glad it had a happy ending,
Yeah.
and they managed to turn that wedding mishap into a nice, wonderful shindig. I was very fearful for a moment that this was about to get ugly because I don't understand why she was mad in the first place and why they would kick somebody out. If you kick me out of your wedding, you have a hard time getting in touch with me ever again.
I heard what you're saying, but when I was planning our wedding, it's stressful. And you like, and I wasn't. Stop lying.
You want the Brazilla?
And I wasn't. You have any proof that I was? And no. So like I was saying.
Yeah, I figured you cut me off on that one.
Like I was saying.
A bride is the one that's mostly planning a wedding. So she had a specific look for her wedding. And when somebody comes in with pizza, you're like, what is this? A shindig? So like, but they hadn't known that they had ran out of food. The bride and the groom hadn't known yet that they ran out of food. They're mingling and stuff.
They wasn't letting the OP explain that they ran out of food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But they tried to explain it when she came right before they kicked them out. They tried to explain to her that they had ran out of food.
I don't know. Like I understand them being mad because they didn't know the full story and they were just probably in the moment angry. Like, hey,
why would you order pizza? Like, no, they didn't give him a chance to explain. No, they didn't give him a chance to really explain. But I mean, I don't know.
I know. If you don't want to hear me out over something like that, that's simple. That's simple logistics. You ran out of food. We ordered more food.
maybe the friend was too drunk and you couldn't explain to her, hey, y'all ran out of food and I needed something to eat. Maybe you couldn't get his words out.
They see that buffet table empty. It's a buffet. They don't see no food on there. They see all those chafing dishes empty. They know what it is.
I hear what you're saying, but
you don't hear what I'm saying.
I do. Yeah, it makes sense. But we don't know how big the place was. I mean, it was only 70
people.
Some people have big weddings for just 70 people.
Regardless.
Okay, let's read some of the comments. Not the a-hole. There's no reason other tables should have had seconds before you had first. I can understand miscalculating how much food would be needed, but they didn't even try to triage.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They're already fixing large plates for themselves with a lot of food on it. And you going back for seconds before this next table gets first?
You know what I like? It's okay to have a buffet, but you know how they have people behind the buffet serving the food.
Yeah.
Yeah. This would have prevented the in-laws from taking too much.
It definitely would have been better. If you having a self-serve buffet, that's the type of risk that you're running because people are going to take advantage.
Yeah, because I know my aunties on my dad's side would have been behind the table. They're like, no, baby, you already had yours.
I know that's right.
Had yours. They'd be like, everybody up in here need to eat.
Baby, we got 3 tables over there.
Exactly.
They ain't
You're going to have to wait.
Go ahead and wait.
I don't care if
It'll take your mind 20 minutes to realize your belly is full.
Exactly, and it does.
Auntie don't play that.
Right, they'd be like, you being greedy, so what is going on? So I already know that. I'm like, no, you already ate. Go ahead and sit back down. You wait, because Like, that's a lot of people. 30 people left? Does that mean 30 people didn't get to eat?
That's what I heard. They said almost half of the people didn't get to eat.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Either there was not enough food or they are extremely gluttonous. Because what?
I know everybody at our wedding ate good and drank good.
Yeah, there was food left over.
We had a lot of food left over.
Yeah,
in fact,
a lot.
I wish they let us keep the leftover liquor, but
I heard you saying, but you don't mean that.
I did.
But whatever. Anyways, you guys, let us know your thoughts in the comments. Was the friend an a-hole for ordering pizza, or was he justified because he was drinking and eating?
Would you have talked to your friend after they kicked you out of the reception? That's the question I want.
Oh, that's good. We're not going to end the video yet. Let's get on that. I feel like they're adults. I feel like you're being childish. Like, oh, you're automatically defensive. Like, I don't want to hear it. But you ain't want to hear me right then and there, so you're not going to hear me the next day or whatever day you go.
The next day, no, absolutely not. You gotta give me. I need a cool down period.
Ambrose.
No, you're not gonna put me out of something and then call me the next day. No, not a chance.
Giving me like a few hours to calm down, I'm good. But I can talk to you the next day like an adult.
30 business days.
That friendship over.
Days.
Friendship over.
Hey, well, if you kick me out, that's pretty much what we're leaning towards anyway. You kicked me out of a reception because you didn't have enough food.
They didn't know at the time.
Bull crap. They see all the empty chafing dishes. They know. When we had our party not too long ago, when we ran out of something, we knew we was out, right?
Yeah.
That was buffet style, right?
Literally, we had like 10 people here, Ambrose. At our wedding, I do not remember the food. I went and got my vegan food.
That's because it was the happiest day of your life.
Yes, it was. But but no, really, I don't remember the food. I went up there one time to get my food. I don't know if I went and got seconds, but I didn't look at the buffet after that because ours was buffet style. So I didn't look at it after that.
I don't remember what we ate either. I know what I drank.
He's in AA.
No, they have meetings. I am not an alcoholic. I'm a drunk. There's a difference.
Y'all. Anyways, I guess we can end it now. So talk to us. Talk back in the comments. You agree with me? Like, well, I guess we sort of agree with each other.
You feel like they were owed an instant conversation, and I feel like they weren't.
As an adult, I feel like you can talk to someone.
Not immediately. Not right away.
I think I would have been okay with like, okay, this is their day. They're stressed.
And I would let them have their stress for 30 business days. I hear what you're saying.
But what?
Like I said, 30 business days.
Anyways, y'all, talk to us. We talk back. Let us know in the comments, was the friend wrong for ordering pizza on the wedding day or at the wedding reception, or was he justified? I feel like it was justified. We both feel like it was justified. Yeah. But you're like, we're never going to be a friend. You would have been at the shindig?
Yeah, like I said, eventually we could have a conversation. But you can't call me the next day after you done kicked me out.
I'm about to kick you out. Get out.
Call me tomorrow, see if you get an answer.
We there, or you gonna pick up that phone.
Blocked.
Go ahead, block your blessings. Anyways, for this time, you guys, talk to us. We talk back. We will see you guys in the next one. Bye.